Success is not something that comes casually. It's not something that you stumble upon by accident. If you want success, if you truly desire to achieve the life of your dreams, you must be obsessed with it. You've got to think about it, talk about it, live it, and breathe it. You must let that desire for success fuel every action, every decision, and every step you take. It's easy to look at someone who's made it, someone who's reached the top, who's living that dream lifestyle, and say, I want what they have. We all want the end result, don't we? The cars, the homes, the freedom, the satisfaction of knowing you made it. But how many of us are truly willing to put in the work? How many are willing to become obsessed with the process? That's the key difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who merely wish for them. Because wishing won't do it. Success requires a burning desire, a hunger. Now, let me be clear, obsession is a powerful force. It can either work for you or against you. If you let it drift into negative areas, it can consume you in destructive ways. But when you channel that energy, when you harness it and point it toward the attainment of your goals, it becomes a driving force. It becomes the engine that powers your journey to success. When I was in my 20s, I met a man who changed my life. He was a man who embodied success, financially, spiritually, and in his relationships. I asked him, how do I get to where you are? And he said something that changed my life forever. He said, Jim, if you want to have what I have, you've got to be willing to do what I did. That hit me. It hit me because it made me realize that success wasn't just about what you wanted. It was about what you were willing to do, what you were willing to sacrifice, and most importantly, what you were willing to become obsessed with. It's not just about having goals. It's about turning those goals into something you think about constantly. It's about waking up with a goal on your mind, working on it throughout the day, and going to bed with it still burning in your thoughts. It's about developing a level of focus so sharp that nothing can sway you off course. But here's the truth, and it's a hard truth. Most people aren't willing to do that. They're willing to work hard for a while. They're willing to be disciplined for a time. But when the going gets tough, when the road becomes steep, they start to lose that focus. Their obsession begins to fade. And that's when dreams die. Not in the failure of an attempt, but in the slow erosion of commitment. I've seen it time and time again. People start out fired up. They start out with enthusiasm and excitement. But when they don't see results right away, when the rewards don't come as quickly as they'd hoped, they begin to waver. They lose that obsessive drive, that focus on success, and they settle. They settle for mediocrity. They settle for good enough. They say things like, maybe this is all I was meant to do, or maybe success isn't for me. I'm telling you, success doesn't belong to the maybe crowd. It doesn't belong to the I tried group. Success belongs to those who are obsessed, those who have an unwavering commitment, a singular focus, and an insatiable hunger to achieve. It belongs to the people who don't make excuses, the ones who, even when faced with adversity, keep pushing forward because they're driven by something deeper than just a want. They're driven by an obsession with success. Now, obsession isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter too. It's about being strategic. It's about knowing when to pivot, when to change direction, and when to double down. It's about having the awareness to understand that every failure, every setback is not the end, but merely a stepping stone. If you're truly obsessed with success, you don't view failure as final. You see it as feedback. You see it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest basketball player by talent alone. Yes, he had talent, but more than that, he had an obsession. He was obsessed with being the best. He practiced harder than anyone else. He stayed longer in the gym. He studied his opponents. He studied his own game. He was obsessed with every detail that could make him better. But I'm telling you, obsession doesn't mean that the path will be easy. It doesn't mean you won't face challenges, obstacles, or even moments of doubt. In fact, the more obsessed you are, the bigger the challenges might seem because you're constantly pushing your limits. But here's the beauty of it. When you're obsessed with success, those challenges don't stop you. They energize you. They fuel you because you know deep down that every obstacle you overcome brings you one step closer to your goal. And here's another thing you need to understand. Obsession isn't a part-time job. It's not something you turn on and off like a switch. It's a full-time commitment. You can't be obsessed with success on Monday and then take Tuesday off. You can't be focused for a month and then slack off for the next 2. No, obsession requires consistency. It requires that you show up every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter what's happening around you. It's like planting a garden. You don't plant seeds one day and expect a full harvest the next. No, you plant, you water, you tend, and you nurture those seeds every single day. You protect them from the elements. You give them the attention they need, and eventually, with time, patience, and care, they grow. But the moment you stop, the moment you neglect that garden, it starts to wither. The same is true for success. If you want to reap the harvest, you must tend to it daily. You must be obsessed with its growth. Now, you might be thinking, Jim, this sounds exhausting. This sounds like a lot of work. And you're right. It is. But here's the thing. Anything worth having is going to require effort. Anything worth achieving is going to demand that you give more than you've ever given before. It's going to require sacrifice. It's going to require discipline. It's going to require that you push yourself to levels you didn't even know you were capable of reaching. But I'll tell you this, it's worth it. Every bit of it. Because when you finally reach that level of success, when you look back and realize just how far you've come, you'll understand that the obsession was necessary. You'll understand that it wasn't just about the result, but about who you became in the process. Success isn't just about achieving a goal. It's about transforming yourself into the kind of person who is capable of achieving that goal. And that transformation only happens when you are fully, completely, and unapologetically obsessed with your own success. Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. You become the person capable of handling success when you let your obsession drive you to improve, to get better every day, to never settle for anything less than your very best. And I'm telling you, people are going to notice. People are going to see that fire in your eyes, that unrelenting drive. Some will admire you for it. Others might try to pull you down. There will be those who don't understand why you're so focused, why you're willing to sacrifice your time, your comfort, and sometimes even relationships for your success. But remember this, Success isn't for everyone. It's for the few who are willing to do what others aren't. Are you willing to be one of the few? Are you willing to be obsessed with your own success? Think about that for a moment. Not just interested, not just curious, but truly obsessed. Because that's what it's going to take. That's the price you have to pay. You know, Mr. Schoaf told me something else that stuck with me. He said, Jim, most people major in minor things. Isn't that powerful? Most people spend their lives focused on things that don't matter. They waste their time, their energy, and their potential on distractions. But if you want to be successful, if you want to rise above the crowd, you've got to major in the things that matter most. You've got to be obsessed with the things that will lead you to your goal, and you've got to let go of everything else. So what are these things that matter most? What should you be obsessed with if you're serious about success? First, you must be obsessed with your vision. Your vision is the blueprint of your future. It's the picture of what you want your life to look like. It's where you're headed. You have to see it so vividly in your mind that it feels real before it even happens. I remember being dead broke. I didn't even have enough money to afford a decent pair of shoes. But I had a vision. I could see myself in my mind's eye, living in success, surrounded by the fruits of my labor, able to give generously to those in need, traveling the world, experiencing the best life had to offer. That vision was so real to me that despite my current circumstances, I never doubted that I would achieve it. It didn't matter that my bank account was empty. It didn't matter that people told me I was dreaming too big. I knew where I was headed, and I let that vision guide me. And here's something important. Your vision needs to be clear, but it also needs to be compelling. It has to light a fire inside of you. If your vision doesn't make you jump out of bed in the morning, if it doesn't keep you up at night because you're so excited about making it a reality, then it's not strong enough. It's not going to carry you through the tough times. A strong vision fuels your obsession, and that obsession will pull you through when others give up. You've got to be obsessed with your daily habits. I cannot stress this enough. Your success is determined by what you do every single day, not just what you do once in a while. People like to think that success is this big, grand event that happens all at once. But success is really the result of small, consistent actions compounded over time. It's the little things. What time you wake up, how you spend your mornings, how you manage your time, how you treat others, how disciplined you are with your task. It's easy to let the small things slip. It's easy to think, oh, it's just one day, I can take it easy today. But I'm telling you, every time you let your standards slide, every time you compromise on your habits, you're moving one step further away from success. Your daily habits have to be in line with the success you want to achieve. And once you find the habits that work, you got to be relentless in your pursuit of them. You got to be obsessed with making sure you do what you need to do every day, no matter what. Look at any successful person, and I guarantee you they have a set of habits they follow religiously. They have routines that keep them on track, that keep them moving forward. And here's the key. They don't just do these things when they feel like it. They do them every single day, whether they feel motivated or not. That's where obsession comes in. When you're obsessed with your success, you don't need motivation to do the work. The obsession itself drives you. There were days I didn't feel like making another phone call, meeting another client, or staying up late to figure out my next move. But I did it anyway. Why? Because I was obsessed with where I was going. I knew that every call, every meeting, every decision was another brick in the foundation of my success. And because I was obsessed, I didn't need someone else to push me. I didn't need external motivation. It was inside me, driving me to keep going, to keep building, to keep moving toward that vision. Another critical area of obsession is personal development. You've got to be obsessed with improving yourself. All of it. Mr. Schoaf used to tell me, Jim, don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. That's the secret. Success is not about avoiding difficulties. It's about becoming the kind of person who can overcome them. And you do that by constantly working on yourself. Read the books, attend the seminars, learn from mentors, surround yourself with people who are better than you. You've got to feed your mind with the ideas and information that will elevate your thinking. You've got to practice the skills that will make you more valuable in the marketplace. Because here's the truth. The more valuable you become, the more success you attract. But it doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you're obsessed with getting better every day. You're obsessed with learning, growing, and stretching yourself beyond what you thought was possible. And here's another thing about personal development. It's not a destination. It's a journey. You're never done. Even when you reach one goal, there's always another level to attain. There's always more to learn, more ways to grow. You want to live. How many of them are where you want to be? I'm not saying balance isn't important, but here's what I believe. There's a time for balance, and there's a time for obsession. And if you're serious about achieving success, you need to be obsessed, at least for a season. You need to be willing to put in the time, the effort, the focus that most people won't. The truth is, success requires a level of commitment that most people aren't willing to give. It requires a level of focus and determination that makes others uncomfortable. It requires an obsession that drives you to keep going, even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, even when it seems like you're not making progress. Because here's the thing, progress isn't always visible in the moment. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent, obsessive effort over time. So, if you're not obsessed with your success yet, ask yourself, why not? What's holding you back? Are you afraid of failing? Afraid of what others might think? Afraid of putting in all that effort and not seeing results right away? I'm telling you, those fears are natural, but they can't stop you. You've got to push through them. You've got to let your desire for success become stronger than your fear of failure. Think about it. If you're truly obsessed, if you're committed to your vision, your habits, your personal development, and your mindset, how can you not succeed? How can you not achieve your goals when you're putting in the work day in and day out, relentlessly focused on where you're going? Success is inevitable when you're obsessed with it. It may not come on the timeline you expect, but it will come, because obsession leads to action, and action over time leads to results. So ask yourself today, are you ready to become obsessed with your success? Are you ready to commit fully, to focus relentlessly, and to do whatever it takes to achieve your dreams? Because if you are, if you truly embrace that level of obsession, nothing can stop you. Nothing.